My name is Benjamin Akakpo. Welcome on a news desk. Now, the Electoral Commission is today delivering its verdict on the 2020 elections to political parties and other stakeholders. The Commission will brief stakeholders on its assessment of the election, whose credibility was challenged in court by NDC flag bearer John Mahama. The EC is expected to review all the processes before, during, and after the election and glean lessons for the future. Let's cross over now to the Alisa Hotel for that event.
With unity of purpose and with the good Lord firmly on our side, we will rise up to the challenge and we will see the Electoral Commission, our electoral processes, and our next voting day give us new cause to celebrate our own homegrown electoral best practice. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. Let peace reign. Thank you very much.
Oh, I think the chairperson deserves another round of applause. Yeah. Good. That was an excellent delivery, and the message has given us a lot of food for thought. We really have a lot to think about, and we're going to do just that today and tomorrow. So let's get ourselves ready for that. At the moment, we want to have a snack break. We'll take a group photograph, and then when we resume, we will go into details. And then we'll start the actual job. So, right. Before we take the break, we will invite a few questions, some clarifications if there need be. Just so that we'll take that before we go for the break. So if you have a question, a contribution, a clarification, just notify us by lifting your hands.
So those are scenes from the Alisa Hotel as the Electoral Commission delivers its verdict, if you like, on what transpired before, during, and after election 2020. It's going down at the Alisa Hotel. We just heard Electoral Commissioner Jean Adukwe Mensah, reading out that script, touting what exactly the gains were in the course of the last election. And you can see some political party representatives, John Bwedu there, General Secretary of the party, in your shot, among other members. Peter McMenu also seated there, among other dignitaries from the political parties. And it is a stakeholders consultative meeting. Well, maybe not necessarily consultative, but of course they have come together as the Electoral Commission delivers its report. Of course, we also know that this is on the back of the court case, the election petition on the back of the 2020 elections, and all of that being factored into this confabulation at the Alisa Hotel. So it is basically stakeholders coming together to deliberate on what transpired in the election in 2020. And of course, this will also offer opportunities for them to map the way forward. Well, we're also going to get more with Kweku Asante, my colleague, who is also standing by. Kweku, if you can hear me, good morning to you.
The Electoral Commission has been giving us an update the 2020 elections. They've been trying to explain, for instance, how the 2020 elections went to their perspectives, and they've been telling us that the Electoral Commission, according to them, the kind of things that it did really went well, and they are very, very confident about the kind of things that they were able to undertake. And so a number of things that they've been telling us. First, Madam Jane Mensah has been recounting the achievements and the successes of the 2020 elections. She has, for instance, been saying that it took the Electoral Commission 6 months to be able to implement all the processes in the lead up to the 2020 elections. They've been saying that during the entire registration process as well as the exhibition, there was not a single case of COVID-19 reported case that was linked directly or indirectly to the voter registration exercise that was undertaken. They've also been saying that they are celebrating the absence of long queues, among other things. They say that they've saved the country $90 million, that is about 522 million Ghana cedis, in the lead up to the processes that characterize the election, and so they are very successful at that. And so they've been saying a lot of good things about the election, but of course, just like any human process, there have been a couple of challenges that the Electoral Commission has been trying to explain to the people, and saying that these are some of the challenges that we think characterize the election, for which reason we need to get proposals to be able to go forward. And currently, I'll run by you some of the proposals that the Electoral Commission has made. But for instance, they say that the death and the violence that characterize the 2020 election isn't something that they want to put on the Electoral Commission. They are saying that that is a fault of the security agencies who, took part in the election, and so that should not be part of something that the Electoral Commission will be taking blame of at all. But I've also been explaining that they are urging the police to be able to speed up the investigations, to be able to unravel all the circumstances around the deaths of 7 people in 5 polling stations or 5 electoral centers around the country. But some of the proposals the Electoral Commission has been making, notable among them, these 3, is that they want to close the polls at 3 p.m. instead of 5 p.m. And then in the last few elections that we've had, the polls have almost always closed at 5 p.m. The Electoral Commission, before the 2020 elections, mooted the idea of closing the polls at 3 p.m., but they could not finalize, they could not get the stakeholders' agreement to be able to close at 3 p.m. But they are again putting this proposal back on the burner for all the stakeholders to consider. They also want an all-year-round exhibition, as well as an all-year-round voter registration, so that they don't have to be doing this periodic voter registration for people who are turning 18 and even people who don't have their cards. But before I hand over back to you in studio, one conspicuous party or stakeholder that is missing in all this stakeholder engagement is the National Democratic Congress. We all know that the National Democratic Congress challenged the outcome of the 2020 election in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, at the end of the trial, found no merit in the case that John Mahama put before the court. But the NDC has since then not been attending to any IPAC meetings. There's been one IPAC meeting since the election petition. There's also been a number of stakeholder engagements that the Electoral Commission has been trying to organize, including this one that the Electoral Commission has organized and has extended invitation to the NDC, while the NDC is not here. Here, the NPP is represented by General Secretary John Bodu, former chairman of the NPP, Mr. McMahon, who was the chairman of the 2020 campaign of the party, as well as their director of elections, Evans Simako. But the NDC is nowhere to be found. A number of other stakeholders are here. A number of the political parties that were engaged in the 2020 election are here. Stakeholders, including the police and other civil society organizations, are all here. But the NDC is not here. And so you can take it over from the studio. But the Electoral Commission is giving itself a clean bill of health to say that they really did well in the election, although they admit that there were challenges, notably the death of 7 people in 5 polling stations.